Hello everyone, welcome to the first day of taxation workshop. And Albert Einstein has to say, the toughest thing in the world is understanding about the tax. So here the Money Butters with association with Career Dreams Educations brought you the workshop of taxation so that you get a basics of taxation and knowledge about the tax. And before getting into the workshop, let me introduce the main members of the Career Dreams Educations and Money Butters. And I would like to welcome Mr. Karthik Gotwal sir, founder of Career Dreams Education, and Mr. Vinayak Saxena sir, Executive and Marketing Head of Career Dreams Education, Ms. Renu Bohra ma'am, Administrative Head of Career Dreams Education, Mr. Kaushik sir, Managing Head of Money Butters, Mr. Shika ma'am, Managing Head of Money Butters and Finance Coordinator, Mr. Dino Anand sir, Admin Head of Money Butters. Thank you all. And coming to the Money Butters, I would like to give a small intro about the Money Butters. Yeah. Money Butters established on 2nd January 2021, where an indispensable to incorporate our personality and our mission is for granting digital service platform in the field of finance and taxation. We are giving an opportunity to those who are enthusiastic to learn and explain themselves in the world of finance. We will be giving online services as our mission is to provide every possible services to achieve goals at the right time in the right way. Our professionals are experts with experience of more than 5 years and have served more than 100 clients as well. We got the work done at the knee at the earliest and always available for the services. And some of the our services are MSME registration, Shop Act registration, FSSAI registration, GST registration, PAN card generation, GST returns filing, ITR filing, and TDS solution. And many more services are provided by the Money Butters. And today we are presenting the basics of taxation presented by Diksha Singh ma'am. And just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into your question box and I will bring up them during the presentation. And we will all have some time for questions at the end. Now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to the presenter. Our presenter today is Diksha ma'am. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much, Pavan sir. First of all, before starting, I want to know how many of you all are excited to learn about taxation. Please switch on your mics and please speak up, or either write it in the chat box. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your response. That's great. Okay, so before starting, first of all, let's welcome Renu ma'am with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Diksha ma'am.
We want claps in the chat box, everyone. Then I would like to welcome Karthik sir. So, big round of applause for Karthik sir. Welcome, Karthik sir. Now, now I would like to welcome the whole and soul for this workshop, Shikha ma'am. So, everyone, welcome Shikha ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Shikha ma'am, Karthik sir is here.
No, actually, no. Even I got confused.
Okay.
Karthik says here. No,
Oh,
it's
because
not there.
Pavan sir, I thought Pavan sir
Okay.
said that Karthik sir is also here. So, okay. Uh,
Okay. I thought, okay. No issues. Carry forward, Diksha ma'am.
okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. So, we'll start with today's presentation that is on taxation. So, is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you for the response. So let's start. So first of all, can anyone tell me what is tax? Before I tell you, I want what you all know. So can anyone tell me what is tax?
Ma'am, tax is basically money paid to the government.
Okay. For what?
For further, the government render that tax in form of subsidy to us, healthcare facilities to us only. So it is basically a earning for government from us.
Okay, thank you, Latika ma'am, for your answer. Let's see what actually tax is. Basically, tax is a charge or burden laid upon persons or the property for the support of government. So, as Latika ma'am said, tax is something that is charged to us, to a person, to an individual, or a company, for the support of the government. And further, the same money is used for our development, for our welfare in different sectors. So tax is a free charge by the government on a product, income, or an activity. Now, why tax is charged? So basically, tax, the government takes the primary responsibility for the welfare of the citizens, like for the welfare of ours, as in the matter of healthcare, education, employment, then infrastructure, social security, and other developments. So to facilitate these needs, government needs some revenue, and tax is the basic, what we say, basic source to get that money. So the primary source of the revenue for the government is this taxation, and the same money is used for the welfare, public welfare expenditure. In other words, if we say, like in the layman language, if we say government takes money from us through one hand, and it uses for us through the other hand. So this is why tax is charged. Now coming to who gave the rights to the government to impose these taxes on us. Can anyone tell me who gave these rights to the government to charge taxes on us? Any idea?
We ourselves.
Ma'am, could you please repeat your question?
Uh, yeah.
Ma'am, could you please
Who
repeat
gave
your
the right?
question, please?
Yeah. Who gave the right to government to impose taxes on us?
Ma'am, is the legislature, if I'm not wrong? I mean, the laws of a
Uh,
country.
yes, it's the Constitution of India who has given the rights to impose taxes on people. Now, can the government impose any number of tax, or whatever, how much amount, whatever amount they want, they can? No. So basically, there is a restriction uh, through the Constitution of India, that no other people other than the authorized people can impose taxes on us. तो ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि like anyone is coming and imposing taxes on us, right? uh, so there are some authorized people who those people can only impose taxes on us. So this restriction is under article 265 of the constitution, which states that no tax shall be levied or collected except by the authority of law. So like I said, the only people, like government of India, the Constitution of India has allocated that power to levy various taxes, that is between the central and the state. Now, coming on to the next, which is history. Let's see the history. Before learning what is tax, let's see from where did it started. So in India, the direct taxation has always been in force, like in some or the other form. It has always been there from ancient times. So from where did it started? It started in 1860. Sir James Wilson introduced the tax system for the first time in India. Can anyone tell me who was Sir James Wilson? Any answers? Who was Sir James Wilson? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Is he an economist, ma'am? A businessman?
Uh, he was the first finance minister of when India was not even independent. So like in 1860, he was the first pre-independent finance minister. Okay. So the first union budget was introduced before like pre-independence time. So he was the finance minister at that time, and he made that first union budget on like 7th of April 1860. So it why it was made like the taxation system, why it was introduced into India, it was to meet the losses like during the wars. Like in 1860 there was some war. So at that time there was like for sustaining through the losses by the government. So that Sir James William introduced this taxation system. So they started taking money from the people, and they started using it for their welfare, for military mutiny. Okay. Then after that, time to time, it's like it started improving, or some new amendments started implementing. So after that, in 1918, it again changed. It was replaced. Then in 1990 1922, so some new specific nomenclatures were added into it. So after that, in 1961, so through the like through the consultation of Ministry of Law, finally that final IT Act was passed. So that is called 19th Act, Income Tax Act 1961. And after that, few amendments were added, but then Act was the same. So this is about the history and evolution of income tax. Now let's see what are the types of taxes. So there are basically two types of taxes, that is direct tax, and second one is indirect tax. Now before learning this, there are two important words, that is incidence and impact. So let's learn the definition of direct tax and indirect tax with these two words. So what is direct tax is when the incidence and the impact falls on the same person, it is known as direct tax. um, Say for example, now you are earning and you are only paying the income tax. So that is called direct tax. For example, say income tax. Then what is indirect tax? So if the incidence and the impact falls on two different people, that is called indirect tax. Say for example, GST. So now you are buying some goods. Okay, now you're buying some products. You are buying through a different person, so he should be like levied tax on him, but he is selling that good, and for that you are paying the taxes. So that is something different. Like two different people are impacted, so that is indirect taxes. Now let's see the types of taxes, like direct taxes, and what are the types of indirect taxes. So basically in direct taxes, there is income tax, wealth tax, gift tax, then capital gains tax. Let's see in detail what are these taxes. Income tax is the direct tax that government levies on the income of its citizens. So whatever income you are earning, on that government levies some percentage of taxes, so that you need to pay. So that has some different slab rates. So or whatever income you have, according to the slab rates, you will have to pay the income tax. So that is income tax. Now coming on to wealth. Other than income tax, you might have different assets. So whatever entity whatever you have, the entity or the holdings of the assets, or that may include your cash, bank deposits, real estates, and different more things. So that is incorporated into wealth tax. So some percentage of tax is levied on your wealth as well. So that tax is called the wealth tax. Now next is gift tax. What is gift tax? it is the tax on property or money that one person gives to you, gives to the another. So basically, if someone is gifting you an expensive thing, or maybe a valuable thing which has its value more than 50,000, then definitely that gift is under gift comes under the, like, you have to pay taxes on that. So the next which comes is capital gains tax. So what is capital gains tax? A capital gains tax is a tax on the profits realized on the sale of either a non-inventory asset, or the most common capital gains are realized from the sales of stocks, bonds, precious metals, maybe gold or diamonds or anything, and real estate property as well. So are you all clear till here? What is direct taxes? If yes, then give a thumbs up in the chat box. And if you have any doubt, you can ask. Any doubts? Okay, thank you, Latika ma'am. Thank you so much for your response. Now let's move towards the indirect taxes. As I've already told you that when the impact and incidence falls on the two different people, that is indirect taxes. So let's see some of the examples of indirect taxes. First, as we have already discussed, that it is GST. So some other people pays the like two different people are paying the GST for that product, right? So let's see its types. What are the indirect taxes? So first one is value added tax, that is VAT. We might have heard about it. So what is VAT? Is it is the consumption of tax placed on a product whenever value is added at each stage of the supply chain, from production to the point of sale. So whenever, like in the production process in any manufacturing company or any company, so there is a supply chain and always there in a company. So in at every stage, whenever there is some new production or new development is there, so whatever cost is applied in for that, so value added tax is levied on that particular cost. So that is what VAT is. Now coming on to next, that is octroi tax. Now, what is octroi tax? It is the tax levied by the political unit, normally by the normally by the commune or municipal authority, or certain categories of goods as they enter the area. So, talking about, like, you all might have heard about the duties or taxes, like from one like if you're ordering something, for example, if you order something from Amazon and if it is coming from another state, so when it crosses our state or our city, so there are some taxes applied on that particular product as well. If you see the bill from the Amazon, you can see taxes and all the what all taxes are applied on that. So you can see some taxes as the octroi tax. So these are basically applied by the state government when any product or any thing is entering into their area, or maybe in their jurisdiction. So that taxes are charged. Now coming on to the next, that is service tax. This everyone
Excuse
knows
me,
what
ma'am.
is. Yes, yes, sir.
Ma'am, could you please repeat the definition of octroi tax?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So, octroi tax is basically the tax that is levied by a political unit, normally the commune or municipal authority, on certain category of goods as they enter the area.
So can you please
Okay, is
break
it
it
clear?
a bit and can you please elaborate? Can you please
Yeah,
break it a bit, the definition? Can you please elaborate on that?
yeah, sure.
Can you,
Okay.
I mean, there are certain words which I'm not getting. So kindly please elaborate upon those words.
All right.
Yeah.
So the tax is see, octroi tax is levied by political unit. Okay,
So
political
political
unit.
units may be states or central government.
Yeah, it can be state government, or whatever people, like they have their rule in that particular area, in that particular jurisdiction, so they will apply that tax on the that particular product or that service. Okay.
Okay.
So normally it could be the commune or municipal authority
Hello.
on certain category of goods. Okay. On certain category of goods that enters into that area, the tax will be levied on that. Okay. So
Audible.
if I
Ma'am,
make
your
it,
voice is not
if
audible. I'm
hello,
so sorry.
am I audible?
Your voice is completely audible.
Okay, no issue. Just
I'm so sorry,
okay,
ma'am. You're
just
not
give me a
audible.
second. I think there is some network issue. Just give, just wait for a second.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me repeat the definition for you. Basically, octroi tax is something that is levied by the government. Okay. By the political unit, normally the commune. Maybe like it is levied by the municipal authority on the people, like on certain category of goods as they enter their area. So if I make it easier, any octroi charges are asked by the courier company is payable by the customer. Okay. So when these goods are like I gave the example of Amazon. Okay. So if you are ordering any goods from Amazon, what they will do, they will add all the taxes, all the octroi taxes, service charges, everything, and yeah, and transportation charges. So all these charges, what is the transportation charges? When some product comes into some area, first of all transportation will be required, then there are some taxes
Audible. Can
applied
you please repeat the last sentence?
uh, hello,
Yeah, ma'am. You were
is it
cut
breaking?
in between. Can you please
My
repeat the
voice is
last
still
sentence?
breaking. Yeah, okay, just a
Ma'am,
second.
you were saying
So
regarding when a code enters into a state and then
yeah. So whenever a product from any company like Amazon or maybe Nika or whatever company from wherever you are ordering a product, okay. So if you see their bill, okay, so there are some charges applied on that. That are transportation charges, then service charges, then there are few charges that are like octroi charges, which are also added into that because when the product is company like is coming from some different state, so there are some charges levied on that product. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
What is the objective behind the I mean the one state government imposing this tax on the other state government just on the basis of the fact that goods have been transferred or moved into the state into the respective state. I mean, what is the objective behind this law basically?
You will come to know, let me explain. Like in the coming slides you will you will also know about that as well. Okay. So these are some indirect taxes, like if some one product is coming from one place to another, so if like there are certain charges applied, they like these were first included into GST, like these are some goods and services charges, okay, from one place to another. So now if you we all know about the GST, right? Now goods and services charges, they are also the same way. Like if you are asking for any goods from one place to another, if you're sending it, so GST is applied, right? If it is in the state government, and if you're sending it outside the state, then IGST is applied. Why it is applied? Because now that comes into different state, right? So that is what service tax is.
I mean, your
Sorry,
voice
octroi
is
tax.
getting cut.
I think there is some network issue. Hello.
I'm so sorry, we are not audible.
Ma'am, actually, your voice is audible, ma'am. Like it
Yes,
is
ma'am.
continuous.
You're
Maybe,
audible,
sir,
ma'am.
you
You're
have some
audible, ma'am.
network issue.
Yeah, I
Yes, she's audible.
I mean, the voice is breaking in between, so I should convey to.
okay.
Actually, the problem is with your network, Sumit sir.
Yeah.
Sumit sir,
All right.
can you please rejoin? Sumit sir, you rejoin again.
Yeah, sure, sure.
I guess there must be some network issue. Okay. Okay. So I hope others have understood what is octroi taxes. Like I was saying that from one state to another state, if goods are moving, then there are some taxes applied by the government. So the octroi tax is the same thing. Now coming on to the service tax, it is the tax um, that is applied by the government on services that are offered by the service providers. Let's say for example, if you go to a restaurant, okay, now you are charged like whatever dishes you order, for that you are obviously charged, okay, but if you see the bill, there are some service charges applied, service tax applied. Why it is applied? Because with the food they are also giving you some services, right? They are coming, they're cleaning the table, then they are also providing they're coming and providing you food, they are serving you food. So for that some service charges are applied. That is called service tax. So yeah, and there are like n number of examples for service tax. Any service provider charges some service tax for you, because that is for providing services, government charges them some kind of tax. Okay, so next comes is customs duty tax. This everyone knows what is custom duties tax. This tax is imposed on the goods when they are transported across international borders. Okay, when you have to send something from here to another country, or when you or maybe you have to import something from another country, so some tax is applied. In simple terms, it is applied for the import and export of goods. Okay, am I clear till now, or any doubts are there?
Clear, ma'am. Clear.
It's clear, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much for your response. So let's move to the next slide. Let's see what are the characteristics of income tax. So basically, income tax is a direct tax, as we have already seen. Then it is charged on the total income of a person. Whatever income he is earning, not only from the salary, even from any other sources. Like if he's having some, like if he has given his house or a room for rent, then from there he might be earning something, so that is also counted into revenue. Then what few other sources, if he has some side business, from there he might be earning something. So all this comes under income. So he will be charged on that, on the total income. So that is what is, it is charged on the total income of a person. Now can anyone read out please the third point, please? Anyone of you, please?
It is charged on the income of the income year at the rate applicable in assessment year.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. So what is income year? Basically an income year is the year from 1st of April to 31st of March. This is the income year. Then what is the if that is the income year, then what is the assessment year? Assessment year is the following year. Like if you have the income year is from uh, 1st April 2020 to 31st March 2021, then the assessment year will be from 1st April 2021 to 31st March 2022. This will be the assessment year. So the rate, whatever rate will be applicable on income tax, will be in the assessment year, at the rate of that is in the assessment year. Like whatever rate will be applicable for the income year, that will be applicable as per the assessment year. Now next is, it is payable in the year following the income year. So whatever income tax you have to pay, that you will have to pay in the next year, that is the following year. the following year and the assessment year is one and the same, so you will have to pay it in the assessment year. Now, like if you have earned your money from like 1st of April to the 31st of March, then you will have to pay your the income tax in the month of April. That is what it is. Now, it is next point. It is generally charged on revenue income of a person. As I said, um, it is charged on the total income, the revenue income, what from whichever source you are earning money, the tax will be charged on the total revenue. The next point is it is a tax charge on person for income that comes within the purview of relevant income tax law. So whatever tax will be charged on you, that will come under some law. You will be charged by law, and like no vague taxes will be asked from you, uh, because they also need to show the proof that why they have asked that taxes. Okay. Now, next comes is whether the income is permanent or temporary. It is immaterial from the tax point of view. Even temporary income is taxable. So, what does it mean? Suppose if you have gone to KBC and you won the lottery of like you won the jackpot of 1 crore or 10 crore, whatever. So you will be applied taxes on that income. That is temporary, right? You are not going to get 10 crore rupees every month. So on that money as well, the taxes will be applied. Then the next comes is if a person receives tax free income on which tax is paid by the person making payment on behalf of the recipient, it has to be grossed up for inclusion in the total income. Okay. So if someone is paying taxes, if a person receives tax free income, so if you are receiving a tax free income and the person is making payment on your behalf, then still it will be grossed up in the inclusion of his total income. So he is going to pay the taxes, not you. Now let's move on to the next. So this was all about the taxation part for today. So is there any doubts? If you all have any doubt, you can ask. Till now, do you had any doubt?
Guys, you can ask the questions now, and you can also ask in chat box. I will read it up. Feel free to ask the doubts.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, could you explain the point third from the last, ma'am?
From third to the last. Characteristic of income tax?
No, ma'am. Like it is a tax charged on a person for income that comes within the preview of relevant income tax.
Okay. Okay, all right. So basically, whenever your tax is charged, like if you are earning the tax in this year, okay, in the current year, from 2000 April 2021 to March 2022. So the taxes applied on that particular year will be you will have to pay it in the next year, in the following year. Okay. Now let me explain it to you with like first of all, let me give you some basic terms. Let me explain you the basic terms. So what is assessment? First of all, assessment is the income tax assessment. Income tax assessment is the process of collecting and revising the information filed by the assessors in their income tax returns. Okay. So basically when you will pay the income tax, your the all the information about your income, about whatever, if you are paying some education fees, or maybe whatever information will be there, that will be collected, and that will be assessed in the income tax returns. Now coming on to what is assessees. What is if this is assessment, then what is assessees? An income tax assessee is a person who pays the tax or any sum of money under the provisions of the Income Tax Act. All right. Then what is income tax year? Now, as you were asking about the assessment year, so let me tell you what is assessment year. As I already said, that assessment year is the year that comes after the financial year. So, if you are earning in this year, you will have to pay it in the next year. So, the next year will be called as assessment year for your particular income of this year. Now, both the financial year and the assessment year that comes that are this one and the same thing, but like it is followed by one after the other. Like if first the financial year comes, then after that the assessment year comes for the for the things, like for your income.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's clear, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so any more doubts?
I think they have no doubts.
All right. Okay. Okay,
So
that's great.
yes, ma'am. So we can wind up.
uh, Before that, Shikha ma'am, if you want to say something.
Hello, Shika, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Dikshan. I think it's been over
Yes, ma'am.
for today's session. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
This was really great. Thank you very much, ma'am, for the session. You have explained both direct and indirect taxes in a very layman language, and I hope it's been understood by each and every participant. And y'all can also now, yeah, that's really great that your doubts are also been clear. It was an interactive. That was also good that you all have been interacting, taking participation and active participation. And I hope if I will give the assignment on if you have to make a you have to make a difference for direct and indirect tax, you all can do it very well. You all have identified it easily what exactly the taxes are and what kind of taxes are applicable on what which kind of goods or services, right? Yeah. Okay, so okay then, Chaitanya, so you can stop recording.